All right, so we're going to start this podcast looking at a dog.
Yes.
We're going to start the podcast the way we always start the podcast, which is apparently just...
Not starting the podcast.
Jesus Christ.
Kevin's already fucking shit up.
Come here, Kevin.
I felt bad leaving him at home, dude.
No, it's good. He needs
Kevin
to be
and I
here.
are going to be in the bubble together.
Good
Kevin.
luck.
Kevin. Good luck. Have fun with that.
Kevin, what do you have to say about this?
Kevin's insane.
Wait, Kevin. Kevin, what did you say?
Kevin!
Kevin, what was that?
Toothbrush?
Toothbrush?
No one, people
That's
are like,
his
your
word?
dog responds to the...
To toothbrush?
Yeah, because his treat is shaped like a toothbrush.
It's like a greenie?
Yeah, it's a greenie. And so I say toothbrush, and he is jazzed.
He does fine on greenies?
Yeah.
It
Why?
tears, like Stanley's stomach just gets
Nah, he's fine.
torn up from greenies.
I think it's very interesting. Like, every dog's stomach is completely
So
different
different.
and delicate, which is crazy. Because you've seen those memes, right? Where it's like, back in the day, it's like, my ancestors hunted this elk and da-da-da-da. And it's like, you changed my food and now I have diarrhea. That's like, we've domesticated them so much. Like, our dogs are so soft now.
I was reading an article. They're still, apparently, right now, they're in a massive evolutionary stage.
Of what?
Of
Not enough doodles?
I don't know what it, because they've been so domesticated with humans for the last 8,000 years that they're now in some sort of evolutionary uptick
They're going to be smarter than us.
of being able to read and feel our emotions
Oh, Kevin for sure
and being
feels
able to
mine.
sense us before we know, like before we do something, they can sense what we're going to do. Like they're more in tune with us now, and they're apparently getting more and more that way.
Oh, yeah. I welcome our dog overlords. I hope they take over. Truly.
You want to hear something sad?
What? Not really. I've already had a day, Keida.
Well, let me add to it.
Don't, dude. I don't want to hear anything sad.
No, this is sad but interesting.
Okay.
Nope, I don't want to hear it. No sadness.
No, come on. It's
I
not
don't
that
have
sad.
the capacity. I don't even want to tell you guys what I saw today.
Oh, no.
It's fucking tragic. So, like, on top of
Does
the
it involve a
tragic
person
thing,
or?
yeah.
Oh, that was going to involve a dog. That'd been
Nope.
worse.
If it's
So
a
much
person,
worse.
then what do you mean so much worse?
Because it's so much worse.
Dogs and cats are
What happened?
people. It's easier.
What happened?
What happened?
It's like I don't even want to say it because it'll bum out our listeners. But it just was one of those things where you drive past it and you go, oh, life is short.
Oh, you saw a dead body?
Yeah,
Really? Out of a car?
yeah,
Oh, like
Wow!
a, ooh, ouch.
Wow!
yeah.
All right. Well,
Was
So
it like a
anyways.
car accident?
time for Florida Man
Yeah,
Friday.
exactly. Yeah.
Was
dude.
it like a motorcycle?
No.
It was just like a smashed car with a person?
Yeah. Looked like a pedestrian. Stepped in front of a car. The car swerved, clipped the pedestrian, hit a moving truck, and yeah, it was not. It
Wait,
was
you mean
gnarly.
a moving vehicle or a truck that movers?
like a truck of movers.
Wow.
That was moving.
Nope.
No, it wasn't moving.
That was parked
Stationary
illegally. Yeah,
moving truck.
but like not in the lane it was supposed to be
Right.
parked in. It was
Oh.
a disaster. Like it was shut down
See, I'm
half.
terrified because Colton's 16 and he's supposed to be getting his driver's license this summer, and I'm horrified.
Thanks, Jen.
I can't.
Yeah.
He's
So
never
I don't
driving.
need
He's
any
never-
extra sad.
He's never
Look,
driving.
It wasn't that
never
bad.
driving.
Keida, I'm here for the unhinged. I'm not here for
Okay,
the
I'm
sad.
gonna tell
today.
you
You want to
unhinged
tell me about
story?
your roadie shit? Do it all. Honestly, I welcome the crazy and roadie shit because apparently both of you have a story that I have not heard either side of.
Oh.
So I'm coming into this blind.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
should we welcome everybody to Not Today?
Yeah, welcome to Not Today, guys.
she doesn't want to hear my pigeon story today.
No, I
there's a
definitely
pigeon?
don't want to hear a pigeon story today. I brought my emotional support
Yeah, we
dog
can't
to
hear
the
a pigeon
studio
story.
today. So no, we don't need any animal stories today that are sad. What on earth? I just saw in the rundown of the show, Keida and Colton.
The Keida Colton incident.
Yeah, but the word incident.
Okay, look.
I knew something was up because Keida called me late at night, which he never does. And Keida
Why are
doesn't
you
have
outing
short.
me? I told you this is supposed to be between us.
Keida doesn't call me though.
All right, this is a situation.
And it's a short
This is what
interaction.
happened.
So I was like, I can't do this tonight. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
If you see this from,
and then we both forgot because we have ADHD.
if you experience this story from Keida's point of view, it tells a way different story than what happened.
Okay.
It's definitely like one of those. It's like Rashomon, where it's a Kurosawa film where you're seeing different points of view of the same story. Mm-hmm. Last Friday, I did Keida's show down in Newport Beach.
Yeah, it's a great
Great show.
Yeah.
So much fun. Sklar Brothers, Hunter Smith.
Hill.
Hunter Hill.
Hunter
Not
Hill.
Smith, Hunter
Yeah,
Hill.
Hunter Hill.
Great show. I brought Colton and Tracy down. We got dinner with everybody. Had a great time.
Keida's a great host.
Great
for that,
host.
too.
It was amazing.
Really nice
It was
show.
amazing time. We got a hotel room with the gig. We didn't stay the night. We just got the hotel room, just throw our stuff in and sort of relax for a couple
Yeah.
hours before the show. We brought Stanley with us.
Let's just say Colton was way more relaxed than the other
let's
two.
just-
Wait, pause.
From his point of view, Colton stays in the room during the show. He
Yeah.
doesn't come down to the club or whatever. And then, now to give this some backstory, last week I was up at the park in Runyon Canyon doing some football drills with Colton because he's playing football this year, right? And one of Tracy's friends she hikes with, he's a former athlete. He was giving Colton some pointers on how to do lunges to build up his thighs to be more explosive. So every night he does 5 minutes of lunges.
The only thing that's relevant in this story is explosive. We'll get back to that. Go ahead.
Step lunges. He's doing 5 minutes of step lunges.
Okay.
Right? He's doing it every night. And then this between I was like, hey, we had a long drive down on Friday. He was like, Dad, I didn't get my lunges. I was like, hey, why don't you do your lunges while we're at the show?
Okay.
You have an hour and a half to kill. Just you can watch TV and do your lunges then. So you don't do it in jeans. He does it in his boxer shorts. So he takes his pants off to do these lunges. And the show's over, right? And we're going back to the room. Tracy and I are going back to the room to get Colton to leave. Keida's like, oh, I'm gonna go say bye to Colton because they hung out for dinner.
Hold on. Let me add to this too.
Okay.
Some of the backstory is Colton and I vibed like over
course.
dinner. I asked Colton a couple questions. I don't even remember. I was like, what do you like to do? And then a half an hour later, I was in a deep dive of his unbelievable artistry.
Okay.
I'm not even
It's
kidding.
really impressive.
He
No, I
is
know. I'm
a
well aware.
Fucking brilliant kid.
He's a really smart,
He went from being like
artistic kid.
he went from being like a dude in a picture frame, not saying anything, to like full on educating me on like all this stop motion stuff, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
He's an
So I was
amazing-
like,
he's an amazing
I was
person.
like, I can't leave before I say bye to your kid.
Right? So we're walking. He's like, hey, I want to say bye to Colton. I'm like, oh, okay. So we're walking back. It doesn't even enter my mind that like, oh, we're gonna bring a third person into the room without announcing it.
Oh no.
And don't forget about your dog either.
Stanley's. Oh yeah, Stanley. Stanley's in the room with him. So Tracy's, I guess, frantically texting Colton, going, Keida's coming up. Keida's coming up, right? But Colton's too busy doing his lunges. So we get up to
Jen.
the room.
Lunges.
So we get up to the room. We open the door, and I guess Colton is in mid lunge in his boxer shorts, and so he dives behind the bed. So now he's just on his knees on the end of the bed like this.
And the dog is going absolutely
Stanley's like
apeshit.
going like Cujo on Keida because that's what he does.
And Stanley is all of a foot tall.
Stanley is pure.
I know.
Stanley's pure rage for 30 seconds, and he's your best friend.
Exactly.
So he was doing. We were in the midst of that. So Keida's like trying to not get killed by a foot-long dog.
Those
And-
Jack Russells, man.
And Colton is like at the edge of the bed, behind the bed, just head up and just sweating. And yes, if you come in, if I was Keida and I walked in, I'm like, your son was jerking off all over the bedroom. Your son
All
was
right,
just
Jen.
fucking spanking it crazy.
Jen,
And we walked in mid-stroke.
all I saw was teeth and some legs and underwear jumping over a fucking bed.
So yeah,
that's all.
So yeah, if I was
What
you,
the fuck is going on in
if
here?
I was you, I would tell like, yeah, your kid's jerking off in the hotel room.
That's a really nice hotel room.
It's really nice. Hey, had I been up there for an hour, I probably would have too.
I mean, look, I was like, I get it. I mean, it's a really nice room.
Right.
And
And there's something
blame
about
him.
a hotel room vibe just makes you want to jerk off.
Yeah,
That's just,
totally.
What?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I do it every time I'm there.
I don't think I've ever been in a hotel room and not.
What?
Yeah.
Is this something that all men do?
I think so.
Every
Every
room.
man.
No.
Every hotel
Why?
room.
Do you have to like get your scent on it like Kevin in this
There's
rug?
Yeah.
just something about being in a hotel room. Just
Kevin, come on.
turns you
Poor,
on.
Stress me
poor
out.
Col- I mean, Court.
Can you give
Colton
him your
was-
lap? He's like stressed. He's
Come here.
pressed. He wants to be
Oh
in
my
your lap.
goodness. Okay.
Poor Colton was mortified.
He was mortified
Of
because he
course.
knew what it looked like.
Did he?
Yeah. Because he was like, this looks like I'm jerking off.
He said that?
No, he didn't say it, but I could read his face. And then he was just like,
Are you sure he wasn't?
no, he wasn't. He wasn't. He was not jerking off.
And I was
looked
trying
like
to,
he
and
was.
Jen,
If every man does this instinctually.
I'm not saying he hadn't jerked off. I'm saying at that moment, we did not catch him jerking
It's
off.
like, I got to empty the tank before
Right.
I do
Yeah,
these
there's-
explosive lunges.
Well, like, his excuse was, he's like, because he was like wet. He was like, he was like, it
he
wasn't,
was
it was more
really
than sweat.
enjoying himself.
So what had happened was he was doing the lunges, and I guess he had to go. It makes him have to go to the go poo. So he went to go take a crap, and I guess he didn't feel like he cleaned himself well enough. So he jumped in the shower. So he took a shower and then put his underwear back on and was doing more lunges. And so he's like wet.
Good for Colton that you take that good of a crap that you're like, I have to take this to a car wash.
This paper is not
one
enough.
will not suffice. I have to power wash myself.
But he
Boys are
knows, right?
disgusting.
He knows, right? He didn't put the underwear back on. He's like, I got to take this to the shop. This is
But
not.
the fact that he went back to the lunges to
He's
sweat his
dedicated.
ass off.
He's dedicated.
Well, all I can say is he lunged over the bed when I came through the door.
because he was in his underwear.
Probably almost went through a wall.
He could have. And then Keida and him say goodbye. They have they whatever. Then Keida leaves, and then Colton's mortified in the room because he knows it looks. He's like, I wasn't. And I'm like, yeah, we know you weren't, dude.
Did someone say it out loud?
Well, okay, this
It was all over Keida's face, like you were beating off.
It's like, is this San Francisco?
So basically, no, I probably made it worse because I was trying to just, you know how it's like when you're on stage and you're bombing, you just admit you're bombing. So I kind of thought to release valve would be like, hey, jerking off. It's all right. Everything's
We all
cool.
jerk off.
And
You said
and
that?
I don't remember what I said, but I said something like that.
Poor
And,
Colton.
and poor Colton, I don't think.
I was like, I wasn't. I wasn't.
But it's funny that you say that all men do it because I had a guy that I used to date. He was on the road, like he was like traveling, and I guess he did this, and I guess didn't have his own lotion, so he used the hotel.
Oh, the hotel,
lotion,
yeah.
But it wasn't the lotion.
What was it?
It was conditioner or shampoo.
Shampoo.
No. Well, basically, he ended up laminating it.
He fucking weather sealed it. What did he do? What? Because
He-
conditioner won't do that.
He
like-
clear coated.
Yeah, and like
Nice coat of varnish
like
on your
shed
cock.
for like a week,
Real? I bet he used shampoo.
and he's like, honest
That's a
mistake
shampoo.
happens to the best of
That's
us.
a shampoo. Because shampoo, it probably dried him out.
He was using some serious exfoliating.
It was shampoo because shampoo will
Shampoo?
will dry you out.
This
And so
is-
he was probably peeling.
Wait, this is actually an interesting thing. Do you jerk off with lube or?
We're not.
when I
what-
was
guys,
younger, not anymore.
Could we just like not?
You brought it up.
I
Jen.
know, but I don't need to talk about what you two do. I was talking about outside parties that I don't have
the
to
outside
have.
party, I think, used shampoo because it will dry. Conditioner is moisturizing. It won't dry you out like that. Shampoo will.
Man,
And shampoo will get in your pee hole and sting.
you learned
Jeez,
so many
someone's-
things on Not Today. We covered mental health and
You learned that very early on
roadie
in
stuff
adolescence.
and magic. And
Actually, oh my God, I have a great story. I've got a great story.
is-
It's not sad. It's funny.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it
So
involve a pigeon?
no. So one time when I was like 12,
Yeah.
I went through puberty when I was like 10 years old.
Jesus.
Like I was
Yeah,
literally
remember
growing
we
hair
talked about this.
under my arms in like the
yeah.
5th grade. So anyway, I was like fiddling around. Like my dad had all these things, tool boxes and whatever. And so I was in a toolbox and I thought they were condoms. What they were finger cuts. Do you know what a finger?
Yeah.
Do you know what a finger cut
Looks
is?
like a little condom.
Yes.
So
That you couldn't put on a penis.
so check this out. So
I already know where this is going.
Well, please
they're
tell
like
me.
12 years old and it's like,
Please
holy
tell
shit,
me.
I found my dad's condoms. And so I took a finger cotton, went to the bathroom, and I got a hard on. And I tried to put the finger cotton on. Check this out. I tried to put the finger cotton on.
My dad has the smallest.
And
How was I made?
And I sat there and I was like, God damn, am I developed? I can't even fit into this
I'm
thing.
a fucking horse.
And then, no, the first thing I thought was, holy
That'll
shit,
boost
I
your
am
confidence.
like,
Keida, your personality makes so much sense to me now.
But
you
then
have no
You thought you
idea.
were slinging horse dick in 8th grade.
But no, it was like 5th grade.
5th grade.
And then,
This is the most unhinged beginning to an episode.
but then what happened was, the second thought I had was, I remember eating dinner that night and looking at my dad and just being like,
You're not a man.
how did I even get conceived with a tiny dick like that? Like, how did my mom stay with my dad?
She must really love him.
I know.
He must
I was
really
like,
be good.
I was like, and I felt actually bad. I was like, God, you don't want to be that much bigger than your dad.
Anyways, welcome to Not Today.
You're welcome for that next clip, Jen.
Oh my God.
Keida's like, I'm just here for the social media clout.
Man.
So that was the story. That's the full story.
Actually, I gotta send that. When we make this into a clip, I gotta send it to my dad because I've never told him that
Oh,
story.
Jesus.
That story is so
He's going to
fucking
send you back
funny.
a dick pic. Just to prove.
I still got
I
it.
still got it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was the story. Colton, it looked
bad, but it
it
wasn't
looked
that.
bad. It was. Now I'm not
But
saying
Colton is such a shy kid
yes.
that like
he was literally
probably mortified.
the whole drive home mortified.
Just sat in the back
Was he
seat
really?
staring forward,
Yes, he's
not
like,
saying
can you
anything.
tell Keida I wasn't? I was like, Keida knows you weren't.
But if you were,
Meanwhile-
it's
But if you
fine.
were,
Meanwhile, the whole trip back, I'm like, Jen, Colton was fucking jerking off. Call me back.
but he was. I'm not saying he hadn't at any point in the day, but
That's-
that particular time he had
Man,
not.
honestly, I would have said I was just because the jumping lunges thing
I
is
was-
somehow sadder.
I was like, I told him, I was like, why did you dive? Why did you dive behind the bed? Because everything you did made it seem suspicious.
so much worse.
If you just stood there in your underwear going, yeah, I'm just doing lunges, Keita would be like, okay, weird, but okay. Like,
Did he have his shirt off too?
No, he had his shirt on.
Okay, then yeah.
But if he was tent pulling,
then that would have been a giveaway.
yeah,
But
which might have been why he jumped. I'm just
I
saying.
don't think he was tent pulling.
I don't know.
I love
he
that kid
wasn't
though. The kid's great.
Well,
You did a really good job. I was like
Yeah,
sitting
I
there
don't
at
know.
dinner and I was like,
How it happened. No idea how
Yeah.
he turned out as good as he did.
you guys have done a good job.
All you can do
Speaking of though,
is treat them like people, treat them with respect,
treat them like your
a
best
human.
friend.
Yeah, treat them like a person you respect and
Which
love.
brings me to the next point.
Yeah.
Your wife sent me a text message.
Oh, that one.
It's a picture. So we talked a little bit about it on the last episode that Eddie is going on this cruise.
Next week we're going.
Yeah,
I'm going
you guys are going on a cruise.
Yeah.
And
Alaskan
to
cruise,
Alaska.
yes.
And I don't know if you guys have been on a cruise. I have not because I
This is my first cruise.
don't like people that much.
Same.
But you have to like dress up when you go to dinner. That's like the one thing. There's
2 dinners you have to be dressed up.
yeah, you have fancy dinners. because
Everything
they-
else is like buffet.
because
and
they
whatever.
like take pictures and it's a whole thing.
It's a thing. And
Yeah.
whatever.
They like you want to make you feel like you're on the Titanic. You know what I mean? Like the top deck, the high class,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
I don't know. So
So-
we have to do that.
You and Colton, I don't know whose idea this was, because really it could go either way. Tracy sends me a picture and says, we have to dress up at this dinner. Look at what Eddie and Colton are going to wear. And it's literally the two of them wearing the Dumb and Dumber tuxedos with top hats.
I got the blue one on, and Colton has the orange one. The Lloyd and Harry
The
tuxedo.
Lloyd and Harry tuxedos.
I think it was like when we found out we had to dress up at a dinner on the cruise.
I don't know if you own dress up clothes.
I don't really. I think I have a pair of khakis.
Like you have like your Mandalorian shirt and then your nicer
I think I
Mandalorian
have
shirt.
one button-up shirt with a collar. I think I have one golf shirt.
And a sport coat.
I have a sport coat. I do have a
I
sport coat.
feel like for like a late night appearance
Yeah, I
or
do have
something.
a sport coat. I've worn it once, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think when we were told we had to dress up for a dinner, I was like, oh, we should wear the Dumb and Dumber tuxes. And then that got lodged into Colton's head and would not come out.
Oh.
So for the last 3 months, he's like, "Are you gonna order the tuxes? You gonna order the tuxes?" I was like, "Fuck, okay, all right." And then like last week, I was just on Amazon. I was like, "Oh, fuck it, I'll just order them." So I ordered them. They showed up, and we put them on.
So
we're
you're gonna
wearing
wear this?
Lloyd and Harry.
Are you
tuxes.
afraid that they might not let you go to dinner?
That's a distinct possibility.
See,
I don't think my mother-in-law is gonna be happy.
See, I think you should not address it, and I think you should tell everyone else to no sell it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Tell everyone else to no sell that there's anything weird
Nothing
about
weird
these
happening
clothes.
here.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing weird's going on. So that way, your mother-in-law is just losing her mind, thinking she planned this nice vacation, and you guys are just sitting there dressed like
Fucking
assholes.
joke about it.
Yeah, but no one else, everyone else is gonna be like, "You guys look great.
That's fancy.
Those are fancy outfits."
Nice
exactly.
tuxedo. You look awesome.
Would she get the reference?
No.
I didn't think so either. So everyone else is gonna think this is hilarious, except for her.
Except for them. Yeah, the mom and dad.
I think she'd honestly be madder if she knew it was a reference.
Probably.
Because she'd be like, "Oh, it's a bit."
Yeah. Well, the other night we're dressing up for dinner. Colton's wearing his Heath Ledger Joker outfit because he's got the Heath Ledger Joker suit.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen pictures.
Yeah, he's wearing that.
Didn't you wear it to like school events or something?
He wears it to every school event, every school function, every project he has to give a presentation for. That's his dress-up clothes, is Heath Ledger's Joker suit.
At what point were you going to be like, "Hey, for Model UN, we should probably make you look like someone who's not a mentally ill supervillain"?
I'm like, never grow up, Colton. Don't let the world squash your light.
You're just letting him go to school with like the Scuba Steve collection.
Whatever he wants. Just go, man.
Jen,
Full Darth
Fair.
Vader.
What?
he was jerking off.
He was not jerking off.
Really?
He was doing lunges.
I don't know.
Lunges.
This is all very sus.
Lunges.
Very, very sus.
Colton, if you're watching this, which I think you're going to be, because he told me you watch all
He
of
listens
these.
and watches. He'll
I
play.
appreciate
He
it.
plays Fortnite and puts our show on his phone and just listens.
Why
to
is
it.
he not
Colton,
looping it
thank
so that you
you.
can get your hours?
I'm only like 543 hours away or something like that. I'm so close.
Okay, Colton,
I feel
watch
like
this
we're always that
543
close.
times.
No,
What's
we're
happening?
close. We're close. The problem with YouTube, because you have to have 4,000 hours in a 365-day span. So every day that goes by, you not only gain hours, you also lose hours.
Oh.
So if I had, like, say, 365 days ago, I had 30 viewing hours. Once that day goes by, I lose those 30 hours.
Gotcha.
So I have to have 30 hours plus on that day to be on the positive side of it. It's a
Well,
pain.
we've been gradually gaining viewers every single
I've
day.
gained like 300
so-
hours in the past 2 weeks.
Nice. Keep up the good work, guys.
I also have 6 windows open on my computer and 6 different YouTube accounts playing our playlist in a loop
I think they're onto you.
for the
Eddie.
last 3 weeks.
I think they're onto you.
I don't know.
Or we would already be caught up.
I think we're close because of me.
I think we would have already been caught up.
It's playing 6 times at once.
I've had an interesting week.
What happened?
I don't know what exactly is going on. So I started having heart palpitations.
Oh, that's where. Yeah. I saw.
And
I saw your post.
Look, I just so people don't think I'm being overreactive, I was like, this is anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is anxiety. You know it's anxiety. Deal with it. But it started waking me up in the middle of the night. And it's like this weird thing where like I'd have a heartbeat and then like a really fast heartbeat.
Oh, like a flutter?
Like a premature heartbeat. Yeah, no, it goes duh. It goes duh duh.
Yeah.
And then the next one that would come would be like, bam,
Like a
someone
hard heartbeat?
slammed the door. And I was like, oh, that doesn't feel good. Where I'd be like, cool. And so I like went to the doctor and I was just like, hey, what is this? So they like made me have an EKG and all that stuff. And he was like, have you taken up drinking or smoking recently? And I was like, no,
I figured, why not?
no. I've made it this far without becoming a degenerate. Like, why would I do that now? You know what I mean? Like, it's just not, you and I just don't drink.
No,
It's
like
just not our thing.
I wouldn't think of starting it now.
Now, that's why I was like, no, dude, I'm good.
Yeah.
And he was just like, well, you did have the documentary come out. He brought it up without me saying anything. He goes, you know, the wife and I were like sitting at home on the weekend without the kids and the grandkids.
Seems awkward.
And he goes, and it came on.
Right.
Like the preview came on and I saw you and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow. And I told my wife, I was like, I actually met her right after this happened and told her how sick I was when I came to his office.
Right.
Because he's the guy that kind of like figured everything out. And I think I might have talked about it like once or twice on here, but like when I moved to LA, it's like my nervous system was like, oh, we can finally collapse.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got really sick for like a year, my first year out here. And the only thing they ever diagnosed me with was like autonomic dysfunction. So it was like basically
You had the same doctor all the way back then?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm scared he's gonna retire because he's kind of like a Dr. House.
Oh.
So he
Tries a bunch of weird shit on you.
it's not that he tries a bunch of weird shit. He just is willing to acknowledge it might be weird shit. You know what I mean?
Right,
like
right.
he's not like the guy that's like, it's just anxiety.
Right,
Like,
right.
because a lot of times I've had doctors shrug me off and be like, this is anxiety. And it's like, no, it's not. This is
Yeah, yeah.
actually a nervous system malfunction that I have. So yeah, he was just like, you know, your body might just be reacting to like sort of like reliving all of it.
Like a PTSD sort
Like
of
a
thing?
PTSD kind of thing, yeah. So it was interesting, but he did acknowledge that there's some arrhythmia stuff going on. And so like if I don't,
Can you develop a heart arrhythmia like
I
that
guess.
in like midlife?
I guess. But here's the thing. It mostly only happens when I'm side sleeping because I'm a side sleeper.
Which side?
This side.
Oh, that's your heart side.
Exactly, on your heart side. And I was like,
You're
man,
not supposed to sleep on your heart side.
you're not?
You're supposed to sleep on the other side.
But that's not the way my sinuses.
Because you're putting all your weight on
Drain.
your heart.
Yeah, and these titties are heavy.
Them tits is heavy.
That's what I said.
So I
was
can't
like,
sleep on the back.
I go, wait. I actually asked him, I go, are my
I'll
titties?
collapse my lungs.
I go, are my titties too heavy? And he was just like, I'm so glad to see you're taking this seriously.
Let's put them on the scale.
But like, look, it just made me go, oh, am I old enough to have to worry about stuff like this now?
It's getting that age, yeah.
I don't feel like I am.
I know. I'm going to be 51 next week.
When's your birthday?
June 28th.
Oh,
We're both cancers.
23rd.
Yeah. We're both fucking cancers. Yeah. It's the worst sign.
But no, it's not.
It's awful.
It's not.
It's an awful sign.
Cancers are sensitive.
We're this hard shell on the outside
Yeah.
and then just a fucking nightmare inside.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm a Cancer rising.
What are you? You're November, though, right?
I'm a Sagittarius. I love that I'm having this conversation with two grown-ass men. It just
No
tells me
comment.
you guys spend a lot of time around women. The fact that you know your signs.
I spend so much time around women.
Yeah. You don't know, like, there's different parts of it. Like, your sun sign is, like, how you appear in public.
Your
and then
sun
it's like,
sign.
Yeah, your sun sign, which is your main sign.
You know what's interesting about the zodiac?
The killer.
People get all tripped up about the zodiac, but the reality is the zodiac 2,000, 3,000 years ago was completely different.
Yeah, because it shifted.
Yeah, so like if you're a Cancer today, you weren't a Cancer 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm well aware it's
So is Mercury
BS.
in retrograde, because Mercury's not really retrograding.
You know what?
It's an optical
the
illusion.
only people that say Mercury is in retrograde are people that chronically have their shit disastered.
And they're trying to figure out an excuse for
I've
it.
never
Oh
met
my
a
God,
person.
Mercury is in retro. No, you're a hot mess all the time.
It's the
No, you're
same-
drunk at 2 a.m.
It's the same person that's got aspirational quotes on their Instagram page, but their like life is a disaster all the fucking time.
The ones
Oh, I'm
I
sorry,
had, I was
Jen.
like fighting to be a good dad. I'm like, it's not hard. You just fucking do it. Not a fight.
Fighting to be a good
Fighting
dad?
to be a good dad.
That's a real thing?
Yeah, some asshole.
Oh.
Some
feel like
Facebook
this is- I
asshole.
feel like this is a
Some
very
Facebook asshole.
specific-
It was a specific.
Very
Or what about
specific
the-
reference.
What about those women that post like, you know, all these it's like, I believe in myself and I'm not gonna go out with another bad guy or something, and you're just like, this is a person that can't get away from bad
Yeah,
dudes.
you're never gonna date a good person.
No.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you
there's
guys
a
are talking
certain-
about very specific people
No,
right
not
now.
that. Why maybe?
I
that's
didn't
the
realize
same
men.
girl.
I didn't realize men like looked at people's Instagrams and are like, "Oh, she's going through it," or like, "Oh, you don't think you're the problem, Stacy?" You know what I mean? Like, "Oh, okay." Like,
I can recognize a hot mess. I
Yeah?
can be like, oh, she's a fucking hot mess.
But she's also the same girl that has the live, love, life posters.
Yes. Live, love, laugh.
Live, love, laugh.
no, I don't have any of that. All my stuff is like genuine mental health stuff. it's like genuine, like, hey, deal with your bullshit type stuff.
So
when
did
I post
the
it.
doctor say this could be a result of not just stress, but also like menopause or just age?
Well, that's what I mean. They don't want to say that, but
Why?
yeah, it's definitely true. I've heard this happening. I definitely have had multiple hot flashes.
Oh yeah,
So I'm like,
So
that might be what it is.
Are you perimenopause?
Yeah, Perry.
yeah. It ain't easy.
Is
No.
Watching Tracy go through it.
I was going to ask you.
It also happens to women.
She went through it kind of later. Usually
Yeah.
when you have kids, it kind of pushes it a little bit.
Well, it's not just that. It's have you experienced any kind of trauma? Fun fact: a lot of Black women actually experience it much earlier. Yeah, because of just all the trauma that that community's gone through. But yeah, I assume with everything that has happened to me, and just the stuff in the public
No,
eye,
stress
is
can
enough.
bring it on
Oh yeah, for sure.
for sure.
So
It can speed all that shit up.
I think stress probably brought this on. It really started happening after my last surgery because my last surgery was super intense.
Is that the thing with the back? You had the thing cut out of your back or whatever?
No,
it
no,
was?
no.
Oh.
I'm talking about
Oh,
the last
the titties.
The last titties. The last titties almost took me out. I was like, what?
Just fucking-
That was a rough surgery.
last titties almost took me out.
It was. I had to stay in an aftercare facility.
I remember.
It was so crazy because it was like an aftercare facility, but there were other types of patients there that had other types of procedures. So
Like non-elective procedures.
oh no, all elective,
All elective?
all elective. But like there was one girl there that had the front and the back done, and I go, how the fuck are you gonna
Was
sleep?
she had boobs on her back? What are you talking about?
Yeah, Keida.
That's
It
great.
was a request from her
Keita's
husband.
like, oh my god,
It's perfect,
You can
'cause it doesn't
feel
matter.
somebody up when you hug them.
I don't mind. I don't mind hugging now.
Come in for a hug.
So what do you mean back?
She had a BBL.
Oh God, that's so fucking weird. I saw a girl.
What's
I
a
saw
BBL?
a woman the other.
A Brazilian butt lift.
Oh,
I saw a woman the
Where
other
they
day.
suck out fat from another part of your
and
body
jab it in your ass.
and they put it in your butt.
You haven't seen this?
no.
Oh my God, I saw this woman walking around Target the other day, and I was just like,
With a target?
I sat there and I was like, did you lose a bet? Like, what the fuck happened?
Why are you doing this
Like,
to your body?
how? And she probably paid. God knows how much
it's not
money.
cheap.
Oh, I'm sure it's not cheap.
I mean, you can go outside of like California and probably get it done for way cheaper.
Why is
but,
it called a
like,
Brazilian butt lift?
Because they
know.
got big asses in Brazil.
Do they?
Yeah.
Some about the southern equator, I guess.
I don't know.
Well, they dance a lot down
Well,
there,
that's
so you
true.
gotta have
Well,
a shape.
Muscle.
But it's
Thank God we have cameras so everybody can see Keita go, so it's just this little thing.
thank God we have cameras everywhere. But no, but help us, Jen. Why in the fucking world? Hi, Kevin.
Why do women do this?
Why in the world? What? I understand. Like, okay, if I'm a woman and I'm say have a small chest,
Yes.
which I personally think is sexy, but say
No, but I can
as a
see why
woman,
women
I was
would want
like
breast
"No,
augmentation. I get
I
it.
want bigger breasts.
I get it.
Okay,
Society has forced that on everybody.
a
Yeah, I get
breast
it.
is a wonderful thing,
Mm-hmm.
but like some weirdly misshapen ass is like, who likes that?
I don't know that it's weirdly misshapen.
No, this woman.
Well,
this
that's
wasn't
bad
like
work.
This wasn't like this woman. It looked like some. I thought I was watching Human Cubert. It looked like someone just pumped up her ass. She had like little
So-
twig
looked
legs
like a
and
minion.
the huge.
So I think a lot of it comes down to like body dysmorphia that's being caused a lot by social media.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's what I think it is. Is like I think women genuinely have no idea what we are supposed to look like, and the thing is like when you look back at it, like women's bodies, like they trend. Men are just allowed to look like whatever you guys want to look like. There's no like trend in male bodies.
Well, men are supposed to I mean, for a long time, it was just supposed to be the muscular, superhero-looking physique, and then we came along with dad bod for people who didn't want to work out.
Is
right.
that what that happened? Is that what that was?
I think it was just dad. People were just lazy. Like, dad bod's sexy. Okay.
You know, But like guys aren't as
No, guys are not trendy like
you're
you know.
you're not subjected to like the trends, and a lot of
No.
ours is dictated by like media and by social
Yeah.
media, which is even worse. You know,
Yeah, but once again, though, I understand. Like when I was a kid, it was like
this is because of the Kardashians,
Suzanne
dude. If we're gonna like
Summers and-
point
Yeah, but
fingers at
the
somebody, it's the
Kardashian-
Kardashians.
Yeah, I guess it is the Kardashian. Because I couldn't believe it. I
It's
was
the
like,
Kardashian. I'm actually reading a book right now, and it's called The Anxious Generation, and it's about how something happened in like the mid 2000s, like the 2010s, that changed. And what happened was basically smartphones became smarter. They had access to the internet at all times, and Instagram was created. And so people started living their life more online than in actual real life. And then you got all these apps that are like, hey, do you want to make your waist smaller and your ass bigger? So people have no idea what their faces look like anymore.
no, trust me, I know.
People have no idea what their actual faces look like anymore because they do so much stuff to them in apps. And then they look in the mirror and they don't like what they see because there's so much dissonance between the two things.
I know,
you know?
we've talked about this about some
Yeah,
people.
it's frustrating, you know, because it's like, I don't know. I say all of this when I just had needles slammed in my face not that long ago. So I'm not immune to it.
No. I don't think any of us are immune to it. We all look at certain pictures or images and go, "Oh, I wish I need to. I'm ashamed of this part of my body or whatever."
But I think men. It's so funny because men will always be like, "You don't need to do any of that stuff. You don't need to do any of that stuff. You're beautiful." And it's like, yeah, no shit, because I do all of
that stuff.
I do all of the things. I'm doing my best.
Yeah, and men can cover a little bit better because men t-shirt and jeans. You
No
you
offense.
can cover a lot.
Men can do a lot with a beard.
Yeah.
You guys can do a lot
you
with
can cover a
facial
lot.
hair. Yeah. Like, oh, you're starting to feel a little jolly? Grow a beard.
Yeah.
I got beard fished. I got beard fished real bad in my marriage.
Beard fish.
Beard fishing is a real thing.
That is so good.
I woke up one morning and he had like an overnight shoot on a movie or something where he was playing like an extra. And he took the liberty to decide that this character, because he was playing a cop, needed a mustache instead of a beard. So he shaved his beautiful beard into a Burt Reynolds style mustache and then came in from this overnight and laid down in bed next to me. And I woke up because I felt the pressure change on the bed. And when I say I screamed bloody murder, I was like, I knew my rapist would have a mustache.
I always knew this would happen.
So are you saying, do you, when you're on dating apps, do you say that to the guy, you have to show me a picture without a beard?
I need to see a picture of you without a beard for sure. I need to see a picture without a beard. There are just some men that like they can't even not have shadow because there's just no jaw structure there.
Really?
Yeah, where it's like just something happened
about a
from
goiter,
here
though?
down to
They're
their bone structure. You
Yeah,
know
but
what I
what's
mean?
worse than that is a goiter. If someone's got a goiter, they need like a big
Yeah,
beard.
you need a Santa Claus
Oh, my
beard.
uncle had that. Yeah,
That's one of my number one
he
fears.
went full Mumford and Sons
Did
to
he
hide
really?
that
You have to
thing.
with a
You
goiter.
have to, yeah.
That's just the worst name, too. That name makes it so
Goiter,
much
yeah.
worse.
You can't.
But yeah, man, we've really run the gamut today. We
Jerking
truly
off,
have.
lunges, goiters, breasts.
God.
Back breast.
And we
breasts.
talked about absolutely nothing. Absolutely
Nothing
nothing.
of substance was covered.
No. You're going on a cruise dressed as Dumb and Dumber. I may be on death's door, but at least I'm going to have an amazing face. And apparently back boobs are a thing now.
I wish.
We
That
can
does sound like
that.
something Keida would have run into.
Back boobs.
Run into. I'm going to like fucking market that. I'm going to finally make some money.
Keida's going to be like, guys, you know what's really in right now? The problem is
Back
like, if you
boobs.
told enough, if dudes all decided...
It would happen tomorrow.
Yeah. If dudes all decided, you know what I'd love? A rack on the back.
Yeah.
Rack on the back. Oh my God,
There it is.
Jen.
There it is.
Rack on
Rack
the
on the back. Back rack.
Sal's rack on a back. 2-for-1 special.
Rack on a back.
You can make a fortune on the brassieres alone.
2-for-1 Tuesdays.
Yeah.
You'd have to have double-sided
Double-sided
like bras.
brassieres.
I don't know how you'd get that shit on
I
and
don't
off.
know either.
Man.
It'd be fun to try.
Listen, this might be the next step in human evolution. We don't know. You don't know.
Did you ever think of that though? Like did you ever sit there and think about like boobs and butts and stuff and like how weird it is that that's what we're attracted to?
All the time.
Just such a weird thing when you think about it.
But
It's like such a
it's more just that like we allow society to dictate what is attractive.
Also, breasts
It's
and
just
abs.
so trendy. Like so
hips.
think about it. Late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Breast
But
augmentations.
that's not totally true because society has been telling us for the last
Well, it's
15
also-
years that we're supposed to like the Kardashians. And I
primal.
can't stand that
It's
shit.
a primal thing. You have large breasts and wide hips. You can birth. You're a good birthing spouse.
Yeah, but
can
I don't
date
like wide
NBA
hips and
players.
big
Right, you
breasts.
can date NBA players. You can get your own reality show.
No, the Kardashians are so gross. I'd rather draw a hand on my face or a face on my hand.
You say that, but I saw her in person.
They're gross.
When she hosted SNL. I went and I watched her host SNL,
yeah.
which was very interesting experience. By the way, have you ever been to an SNL
No.
taping? Very interesting experience.
Yeah.
But I just was curious how well she was going to do, and I happened to be in New York at the time, so I went. And a buddy of mine like got me a ticket to go and watch, and she's like remarkably beautiful in person.
I don't believe
Like
it.
to the point where you go, you don't look real. Like there's nothing flawed about you. Like everything is perfectly in place. She has a team. She has a team that keeps her perfect around her at all times. Like they are with her
It's got to
24/7.
be exhausting.
But like just someone constantly being like, "Hey, your makeup smudged.
Yeah, just like
Hey,
constantly
this,
touching you up.
touching your hair,
Like you're
touching,
constantly
you're
on
shiny.
set
Yeah,
all the time.
all the time. Like their life is a set.
I would never. When I think of the Kardashians, I think of like when I was a younger kid. Like they look like Guidos. Like that's like my. I feel like the Kardashians are like the Guidos of
They used
the 2000s.
They used to, but not really.
Like,
You're
and I
thinking
never,
of like
back
when
in
they
the day, I
first
never,
started.
and I'm speaking like I'm Italian, but I never thought the Guido thing was hot at all.
You weren't on the Jersey Shore. You weren't on the Jersey Shore wagon.
Oh God, no! That's
Oh,
so
man.
disgusting. Oh, like you know why? Because what happens is when you're with a woman like that, when you wake up in the morning and they go to the bathroom, you're gonna see the entire printout of their face on
Yeah,
your
it's the
pillow.
Shroud of Turin by Maybelline.
It is the worst.
She has risen.
I've seen it.
No, I don't know about Eddie. I'm into total natural. I like natural,
no,
doughy.
I don't fall for any of that bullshit. When guys are like, I like natural, and like,
Well-
you don't know
how
what
natural?
natural is.
Like not like
I totally know what natural is.
No, you saw
you don't
natural.
want like Chaka
this,
from Land of the Lost natural. You want
this would be so haggard.
What?
If I was completely natural, it would be so haggard. Watch out,
Oh,
Kevin's
sorry,
in your
Kevin.
chair. I don't know what he's doing.
don't know.
I feel like we absolutely covered nothing. I hope our audience is just like, well, that happened.
That
I
was
hope
a show.
we've entertained you.
That was a show.
I hope we're just warming up for
Who's
the
our
next
man
one.
that I like the dude that is a truck driver? We become friends on the comment section.
There's a
There's a truck
Can you
driver
just
on the.
say there's a truck driver that you become friends with on the
Yeah,
comment
we
section?
talk about we compare gun parts. He's I like the guy. I forget his name. I will
on
remember your name.
Instagram or YouTube?
Instagram. He
Instagram.
comments and we're having a
What is-
bromance.
I thought he was on like the Truth app or whatever it's called.
True Social.
No, we're each other's people.
I didn't know we posted there.
Oh my God, Eddie, let's do Florida Man
Florida Man
Friday, for
Friday.
the love of God.
But on Florida Man Friday, I read Jen Sturgis 3 Florida Man headlines, 2 real, 1 fake. She tells me what the fake Florida Man headline is to prove her Floridaness, and Keida's playing along.
I don't know. After that last
We'll
comment,
see.
I feel like Keida's gonna run away with it.
Florida man tries to ride manatee, tells police, I thought it was legal.
Wait, tries to do what?
Tries to
Ride a
ride a manatee,
manatee?
Oh.
tells police he thought it was legal. Florida man arrested for throwing toilet paper through school board building window. Florida man arrested for throwing toilet through school board building window. There you go. Florida man tries to rent out alligators for birthday parties.
I think
One of those is
it's
fake.
the second one.
The
is
toilet
fake.
through the window
Yes.
of the school board building.
Yes.
Okay. You think that one's fake?
I think it's
Okay.
fake.
Keida?
I mean, number one, I can imagine a guy thinking a manatee's his wife.
That's not what it was.
Not his wife. He's trying to ride it, not fuck it.
He was like, it's got a back
What?
rack.
I thought it. Okay, so maybe. Well, what was 2?
It's got tits.
What was 2?
Florida
Toilet
man
through a
arrested
window?
for throwing a toilet through the school board building window. And number 3, Florida man tries to rent out alligators for
Oh
birthday
yeah,
parties.
3 is totally true. I think it's. Well, I want to beat Jen, so I'm going to pick 1.
Are you picking Florida man tries to ride / fuck
Even
a
though
manatee?
that does sound like you'd mistake a manatee for your wife, I totally think that is true. But I'm going to take it because I want to beat Jen.
You're both wrong.
What?
Florida man tries to rent out alligators for birthday parties.
Wow.
Is the fake Florida man
You played
headline
us.
there. I played you there.
That's
Wow.
interesting because I feel like my mom used to work for the school system. I feel like I would have heard
Someone threw a toilet
if
through
someone
a
threw
window.
a toilet through a window. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My mom's still up to date on all of the gossip in the school district. But I already knew that you can't touch manatees. They are protected.
Much less ride them. Or
But
fuck
like,
them.
if they interact with you, like you're still not supposed to do anything. So I'm like, what are you supposed to do?
Kick it. Get away from
No,
it.
because there was this video of this guy that was like hanging off the side of like a board or something, like
Yeah.
a paddle board or whatever, and the manatee was hugging his leg, like
And
on
he
its
just, like,
back.
froze
And
it.
he
He's
goes,
like, "Eh."
he goes, I want to pet it, but I can't. Like I can't touch it because we're not supposed to touch them because they're endangered. Fun fact though, Keida, which they actually used to be sailors. Apparently used to think manatees were mermaids.
Yeah, no, I knew that.
Yeah.
They fucked him.
It's happened to Keida.
There were plenty of, but I would have been better off if they were manatees at 8 in the morning.
Get out. We're going to get out on that note. Eddie, where can people find you?
You can find me at Eddie Pence or at all the socials or at eddiepence.com. Please remember to leave a 5-star rating and a positive text review
And watch
on the
the
podcast.
show.
And go to my YouTube page
Go
and
to the
watch
YouTube.
the show.
Even if
So
you listen to
close.
us, just get on so
So
you can
close.
watch us be idiots in person.
So
you know what I
close.
mean? And you can see all of the things and you can see
Yes.
our studio that looks like Jurassic Park.
Yes.
And Kevin's in the studio with us today.
And if you happen to be in Burbank tonight, Friday night, I'll be at Flappers at 7:30 p.m.
Nice. And I will be in Santa Monica on Sunday doing a short little taping and just honestly helping a bunch of other women get some
Nice.
really great tapes. So I'm really excited about it. Guys, please like, subscribe, do all the things just like Eddie said. Check us out on socials, and we will see you next week on another episode of Not Today.
Peace.
Bye.